Time
is slipping away from me.
away from me. Somebody give me life.
Lifeline.
That needs to be a blooper.
This week on Did Y'all See, we're talking about the lottery winner spending her money to bail out her boyfriend, the 92-year-old woman who was kicked out of church for not paying her tithes, and whether or not Ray Rice can be rehabilitated. All this and more on Did Y'all See. So, did y'all see the woman in North Carolina, Marie Holmes? Now, you remember her from last year. She won the Powerball. She won, like, after payout, after taxes, after all that, she won like $88 million. But Marie is back in the news because she spent $9 million of her fortune on her boo thing. Now, he was arrested for heroin charges, and when she first got the money, heroin trafficking charges, not using heroin, like selling that stuff. So when she first got the money, she bailed him out $3 million. So he was out on probation. You know, you can't do nothing on probation. And so he didn't meet his curfew. So they showed up at her house where he was, and they found that not only did he not meet his curfew, they had weed in the house, he had a gun on him. So they arrested her and him and a couple of friends too. So then they doubled the amount of bail, so there was $6 million. So she put that up too. So $9 million spent on boo thing. And people were upset. Like, how could you do this for this man? He's a drug dealer. He's a how could you do it? And she was like, I'm gonna pray for y'all. She got on the news station's Facebook page and was like, I'm gonna pray for y'all because you guys seem to be all up in my business and you need to be worrying about your own money. Well. So what do you guys think about this story? Do you think she was wrong? Do you think people have a right to be in their feelings? Well, people have the right to their opinion. Do you think they should be in their feelings? Would you do it if you were in that same situation?
I feel like we're all giving her a side eye a little bit, but people are doing a little bit too much. It's not like we all came together and said, let's raise this money for Marie. She won the lottery. This wasn't no collection. But I think that people were really rooting for her. Like, her story is she couldn't work. She had like a child that was like disabled in some type of way. She was talking about she's gonna get away from this community. She's gonna, write her church a big check, put money in her kids' trust fund. So people were really rooting for her, and it just looks like stuff is going a little bit left. So I don't think it's that she spent this much money on him, but I just think it's like, what's next? Like, are you going to continue down this path? And it don't sound like, it ain't like she bailed Bay out and he was trying to get his life together. She bailed him out and he's still out here acting crazy.
Well, he still got to go to court. I mean, you can't do nothing when you waiting on your court date.
Girl, but they caught him again. She bailed him out and then they caught him again with guns and weed. So you're not even trying to fly right. So I don't know. People, you know how the internet is. People always doing the most, always in somebody's damn business. But I mean, it is a little side-eye worthy.
I mean, definitely, I think that's the life that she lives. She's the ultimate trap queen and ride or die.
Oh, yes, Lord, no, you didn't make her a trap queen.
Because when your man has an obscene amount of bags of heroin, you're a trap queen. That's the life that you about that life. And I think that last year people were like, oh my gosh, this is a black single mother. She's gonna do this. Like, people spill out all these, like, they connect to the story, and now you got us effed up. That's what it is.
I think I always say you have to look at stuff from like an everyday perspective. If you came upon some money, like a lot of money, like not a little bit of money, if she had maybe like $10 million and she spent $9 million, then you think, yeah, you're an idiot. But when you have $80+ million, that's, you do what you want to do, honestly, because I mean, not that lottery money doesn't get depleted very easily and very quickly, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's money that you didn't have before. That it's like it's not something in your account that you earn that you're going to lose and you have nothing left. I mean, it's money you won, and if you know you love someone, you have someone that you really care about who is in jail, why wouldn't you bail them out? I mean, I get people being like, don't waste your money, your time, your energy on someone who has so much, obviously negative aura around him. But at the same token, it's like, if she loves him and he was with her and she knew about, this is the life she chose. Like you said, this is the man that she chose. This is the situation that she chose. Obviously, she's fine and comfortable with it. So, if she wants to spend her money to get him out, I would expect her to do that. If Yandy could do it and everybody thought it was cute,
It was so cute.
And we
Daddy's home in the car.
Okay, and everybody's like, yay!
And wasn't it $250,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Then it's whatever.
It's one of those things where you kind of look and you're like, okay, but to be just out here wilding, hitting her up, dogging her, it's unnecessary.
And my thing is like, listen, people need to be really, really real with themselves. Like, look back at your own life and think about the money you spent on men who were no good. Like, we've all done some stupid things for men for love. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you take the details out of it, like you said, it's about love. Like, and if you got $20, maybe you spent $5 on somebody who wasn't right.
Right.
But you got to put it in perspective. Right. She has $88 million and she spent less than 10 on some dude. She can still open up the trust funds for the kids. She can still send the money to the church. What I didn't know is that when you bail someone out, when they appear for their court date, you get the money back. So it might, if he has any gratitude, any sense about himself, he'll show up for the court date and she can run that $9 million back to her checking account, her bank account. So did y'all see a church in Bainbridge, Georgia, kicked a woman out of church? She was 92 years old. Been a member of the church for 50 years, and they sent her a letter of removal because she had not been paying her tithes. Now, this woman was not able to go to like regular church services, so I'm assuming maybe she was sickly or something like that.
Sick and shut in.
Yeah, like sick and shut in. So she couldn't, or she wasn't paying her tithes. And they were like, okay, well, you gotta go.
That's unacceptable.
This is a panel of Christians, so what y'all think?
That's unacceptable. She's 92. Like, what? I don't know what she would usually tie to the church, but what difference would it have made?
Okay.
Like,
because she's not working.
And she's 92. Okay. So, her 50, from being at 50, 100, what different? Are y'all even doing a building remodeling?
And it was like, listen, Sister so-and-so ain't paying her tithe, so she
I think that's tacky.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely tacky, and it's not Christ-like.
It's not of God at all, no.
Because God wouldn't have been like, well, you're 80-something, and you didn't get down on your knees and prayed, so gotta go.
That's how stingy it is, because it's like, it's not even like I can't just keep reminding you about tithes. Like, I'm going to kick you out because I don't want you to waste any more of our resources that we can't afford to have. Like, and I will not even come into the church because I'm sick and shut in. Did you not read my name on the list?
Did someone visit me? That's what Christ told us to do. Did somebody come visit?
Somebody pray for me.
Oh.
See, then that's the problem with a lot of churches. They like want you to do so much for them, but nobody does anything if your family members die, if somebody gets sick, everyone's goes. But you was there when I was bringing the bakes and stuff to your breakfast, right? That's personal.
You know what kills me about churches that put these outrageous demands on people's time and people's money. And then when you don't, because it's supposed to be between you and God.
Hello.
When you don't meet their requirements, they will guilt the hell out of you as if they got a heaven or a hell to put you in.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay.
Like, I'm so, girl, I dance to the beat of my own drum at this point. Like, Lord, all right, you check me when you need to check me because I'm done, like, living by people's standards. Because these people will have you out here crazy. Burnt out and crazy. With no relationship with God because you running with them all the time. Girl, don't get me started. I can't. I'm done. Drops mic and walks away.
Boom.
Girl, I just got mad angry.
I can feel it. I'm like, I don't know what I can say to that. I mean, it's the truth.
Girl, it's just ridiculous. I can't.
I mean, like, if God gives us free will, who are you to be like, oh, you're not operating how I feel you should be operating? So I gotta kick you out the church. Unless I run through the church streaking naked, then you ain't. I don't know why you would kick somebody out.
You better not kick me out. You better
lay hands and
pray on me, right? Because clearly something's wrong.
Right, I'm saying.
But to kick somebody out over money.
Yeah.
Who's 92 years old?
Right. I'm like, I'm not going to live much longer. Just let me have. Just let me be this close to God and let me be close to my little money. Because I got bills to pay that, I'm in the hospital. I'm sick and shut in. Like, come on now.
She literally might not have any money coming in.
Okay.
But she's literally 92, son.
They said she has shown non-support, like physically and monetarily.
Are you serious?
Girl, if somebody were to kick my grandmama out her church, I will go and tear that joint up from the pulpit to the door. I would act so crazy.
You be knocking over all the punches.
Girl, I would knock it down. All them little posters,
ripping up fans,
podium.
Ripping up fans.
Girl, it's going
nobody
down.
gets any kind of.
Kick my grandmama out. I dare you. Do it. cannot.
Yeah, it's just clearly like your focus is on money. It's not on God, because God would not do that at all. So, did y'all see that Ray Rice is doing, his media campaign right now, trying to get back in the good graces of the American people? And he said, because he's trying to make this money, and he said, he has not put his hands on his wife since that incident. And he says when he actually looks back on that incident, he really regrets that he didn't help her up off the floor. And Janae, they also spoke to Janae, and Janae said that she, really gets pissed off when people refer to her husband as a wife beater, because that was just a single, isolated incident. It hasn't happened before, it hasn't happened since, so she doesn't appreciate that. So, what do y'all think about them doing these interviews? Do you believe what they say? Do you feel like someone who abuses women can be rehabilitated? What should happen to Ray Rice at this point?
I think the last interview they did was enough. I think that they felt like because football season is swiftly approaching. They felt like they needed to kind of speed up the process a little bit, but I feel like it did more harm than good.
Yes.
Because a lot of people looked at that interview and he's like, obviously he regrets hitting his wife.
Yeah, he said it. He did say it later.
Right, but when they first asked, what do you regret the most? And he's like, I left her there. And it's like, oh, okay, but how did she get there?
Right.
But
who put her there?
aside from that, this interview wasn't a good idea. I think anything is possible. I think that he can be rehabilitated. I just think that people are more reluctant to believe him because, he's trying to get back on the field. So they don't know if he's just saying that, to get, back to playing football for these last few years, or if he's actually been, rehabilitated. So I don't know. Everybody else got a second chance. The only thing with Ray Rice is that it was caught on film. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to touch him, but I think I would give him another chance.
Yeah. Lauren? You're staring off into the distance. Go ahead.
I don't know, like watching the interview, he just wasn't sincere. I'm sorry, like he wasn't sincere. That wasn't the first. Y'all been dating since y'all were 14. That was not the first time. Cause she been riding with you ever since you were real ignorant and immature, and you still ignorant and maybe a little bit mature. So I just didn't believe him, and I just feel like, again, with the timing, like none of it seems genuine.
I think a person who is abusive can be rehabilitated, but it's deeper than just saying I've taken some therapy and that I've thought about what I did and I'm really sorry, because you truly have to step back and step out of the spot. And they've done a lot of interviews actually.
Yes.
You kind of have to step back and step out and really figure out the root of like why you did what you did, and all of that. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these men who do these things.
So I think it's always been about money. I think when that's your motivation in life generally, like if that's your motivation in career, if that's your motivation in anything, it's going to crumble. So you have to really, to me, I would be like, listen, I have a young daughter. I just want to raise her in an environment that is just healthy. Like not even on some, I'm beating mommy down, but even the way we talk to each other, like for both of them, like we have to be showing her a good example. It can't be about the NFL because that's not going to last forever. NFL careers are very short.
Yeah.
So, you have to be looking at the bigger picture. And I think when you're running to the media every 2 months or whatever to talk about it, you're not focused on the end goal, like the bigger goal of just becoming a better person, a better husband, a better father, a better man. Like this is not, like you said, it just comes off as inauthentic because it's not. It's about this money. Well, that's our perspective. For more Did Y'all See, be sure to log on to MadameNoire.com and, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MadameNoire.